Before we learned to lie, the world was clear and wide. Truth was just a simple thing we carried deep inside. No careful words between us, no stories rearranged, only quiet honesty before the world had changed. Oh, we didn't hide our questions, we didn't look away. We spoke what lived inside us before we learned to stay. Before we learned to lie, before the silence grew, we said the fragile things that everyone once knew. Before the careful smiles, before the practiced sighs, we lived a little closer before we learned to lie. Oh, now every room feels careful, every word prepared. Truth moves through the quiet like something rarely shared. We softened every story, we shape what we recall, until the honest version is barely there at all. And somewhere in the distance, a younger voice remains, the one that spoke without fear before we learned the game. Before we learned to lie, before the silence grew, said the fragile wings that everyone once knew. Before the careful smiles, before the practiced sighs, we lived a little closer before we learned to lie. Children see the fractures running through the room. They watch the quiet shadows we pretend are not the truth. Their eyes still hold the questions we slowly put aside, the ones we stopped asking when we learned to hide. Before we learned to lie, before you turned away, truth was just a simple word that you weren't afraid to say. But somewhere in the silence, beneath our grown disguise, there's still a quiet child who